As Square Enix has been releasing different details on different things that are going to be coming for the game, whether it be gameplay or gameplay style options or items or character bios or side B-level, C-level character bios, they have been releasing a lot of information. And one of the things that I have focused on, and that has really, quite frankly to me, been one of the more interesting things they've talked about, is these Protorelics they keep talking about. What are they? What are they going to look like? How do you go about finding them? Can you find some that are outside of Chadley's sphere of knowledge? Like, he helps you pinpoint a lot of the Protorelics, but are there going to be some that you just have to find on your own? And what exactly are they? Everybody's speculating on it. I'm having fun speculating on it. Now we're going to speculate on it. I spoke the other day about the possibility of them being tied to the Ancients and the etc., and possibly giving us a glimpse into the past, because it says that the Protorelics cause time-space distortions. Before we get into all that though, please subscribe to the channel, tell your folks, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell everybody who's into this kind of stuff. Uncle Ray is here for you and your content needs, especially as it goes for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The one-stop shop, baby. Y'all can hang out here, we have a good time, we do the live streams, we do all the good stuff. So subscribe, throw a like on the video, share it around. I appreciate all the help in helping me and this channel grow, so thank you very much. So Protorelics. We talked about the other day how it would be really cool if they were some kind of extension of what Assassin's Creed did with the Pieces of Eden, showing like the past, the Adam and Eve past of the creation of humanity and what their purpose was and all that kind of thing during the Ezio trilogy storyline. I think it would be very interesting if they did something similar here. Now, we're not going to talk about that again today. I have another theory about what these could be. Well, two theories. The first one's vague, and the second one kind of gets into a more specific thing. Using the whole space-time distortion thing, it tells me that these could be showing us many things. This could be a way to not only flesh out the story with the Cetra, Genova, the history of the Cetra, all that kind of stuff, but it could show us all types, all kinds of world history. Like, you find a Proto-Relic, it shows you a glimpse of something. Who's to say after 3 or 4 Proto-Relics, you can't, or maybe even just one, finding one Proto-Relic takes you into a small side mission where you get to experience some stories from before Crisis. You get to experience something that happens in the future in Advent Children or Dirge of Cerberus. You get to experience some Cetra things. That would be very potent to me as a fan of the lore of the world of Final Fantasy VII, and as just someone who wants more out of this story, out of this world, out of everything they're doing. Give me all of it. I want the deluxe 22-inch deep dish pizza version of this thing, right? I want all of it. Throw all the toppings on there. This could be a way they do that doesn't deviate from the story. If you want to go Proto-Relic hunting, if you want the next little side chapter of the world of Gaia, you can do that. I think that would be fascinating. Now, that's a vague overview on top of what we talked about with it just being Cetra focused. Now, I know I shot down the idea of it being for more recent lore because they are relics, but if the relics are super old, but they open like a portal into more recent history or different portals into different parts of the history of the world, that is a different thing. That is something different. So when have we experienced in the compilation, and I'm trying to remember a time when you experience a space-time distortion outside of, not counting a remake, I'm counting before a remake, aside from when Cloud has his duel with Sephiroth and when they're transported to defeat Safer Sephiroth. I like Savior Sephiroth better there, but Safer Sephiroth, that was the translation. That was the official translation. So I'm trying to think of a time outside of when you do that. Also, the Proto Relic, you could go back and experience Sato battling the Gi. You could experience Sato battling the Gi. It doesn't have to be something from another game. It could be something that they've talked about from the story. You could go back, try and help the people of Coral. Like, what if, I know I'm getting off track, and I'll get back on track here in just a second, but what if you could use a Proto Relic, go into a certain point of the history, and change that history? They're already kind of monkeying with fate and how things progress anyway. That would be interesting. You could go back and help people escape Coral. What if you could save Barrett's wife? Well, that would change so much stuff. That would change so much. If Barrett's wife makes it, then maybe he's not in Avalanche. There's some things that you couldn't change because the game has to go on. But interesting to think about. Anyway, I personally can't think of a spatial time or spatial distortion in the compilation of Remake. And if I'm forgetting something, I'm sure you all will let me know in the comments. Officially, not something that we, theorize might have been or something that we saw for a fact that was a spatial time distortion. The only time I can think of it is, where I'm going, from Dirge of Cerberus, the bonus content scene at the end of Dirge of Cerberus with Genesis Rhapsodos, tearing open a hole in reality there, and him just coming back. He had the ability to open some kind of spatial distortion to put himself in a state of stasis, and then he awakens at the end of Dirge of Cerberus. What if the Proto Relics lead to awakening Genesis? Now, that also would mean probably that he's not a part of the main story, which I don't like. I think Genesis should be a part of the main story, but it is a possibility that doing this leads to awakening Genesis early, because he's supposed to be asleep right now in the story. He's supposed to be asleep, but a lot has changed. A lot has changed. So, or has it? That's a video for later on today. Or has it? We know that a Fisher timeline was created because of Sephiroth's tampering with Zack and everything. We think we know, right? We think we know. Again, it's fun. We're all just flying around crazy in the ether here. We think we know. It's possible that the timeline that Cloud and them are in is unchanged. A new Fisher was created where Zack survives. In Cloud's world, Zack is still dead. Zack Fair is still dead. So, anyway, that's the video for later today. I won't jump too much into that right now. But anyway, the Proto Relics. Man, this is the wild card. This is the wild card for me for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is the thing that's got me jonesing for this game. I can't wait. The grinder, the explorer in me, can't wait to explore, find all the Proto Relics. If there's a down part in the story where I'm just talking to villagers and stuff, all I'm going to be thinking about is the Proto Relics. I'm like, man, can I get out there and find some more Proto Relics? What's the Dave Chappelle meme? It's like, y'all got any more than Proto Relics? One of those? Yeah. I'm going to be that guy when this game comes out. So, anyway, and make DLC where we just get more Proto Relics. After the game is over, just make more DLC where we find more Proto Relics. I'm fine with it. I'm here for it. Anyway, post your comments below. Let me know what you all think about the Proto Relics. What do you think about my new ideas on that? It'll be interesting to get your all's feedback. And as always, thank you all for being here. Consider being a YouTube channel member. We've got our first channel member exclusive video in a while going up today, so be sure to check that out. And until then, you all have a great day. Be safe, be good to each other, keep rocking, and I will catch you all in the next video. Take care. I want to say a quick thank you to my YouTube and Patreon members and supporters. If you would like to support the future creation of content on this channel, get some few extra perks and some art sent to your door every month, consider becoming a Patreon or YouTube member. Details and links are in the video description.